Topaz Bryant, daughter of Jamal Harrison Bryant, an American minister and author, has given us the word on shame and forgiveness. Topaz is a public figure who graduated with a degree in Ministerial leadership from the Free Chapel College in Southeastern University sometime in May 2021. She had studied for 2 years to gain more insight on leadership, academic as well as pastoral skills. Her father, Jamal, is not only a graduate of both Duke University and Morehouse College, but he is also the senior pastor of the new Birth Missionary Baptist Church located in Georgia. Her mother, Crystal Madison, is a CEO as well as a wonderful mentor who owns a salon and is a proud mother of 2 children. On an Instagram post on the 12th of June, Topaz Bryant shared a word that she had preached during her college days. The video has amassed over 27,000 views in less than a month since she posted it. In this post, she talks about the influence of forgiveness and the breakout from shame, using not only a portion of the Bible, but also using her own self and experiences as points of reference to sermonize. Listen to the sermon and give us your comments in the comment section below.
I came today for the young person who is shackled to shame. This is your day of freedom. I love the Gospel of John because it's juicy. If you're ever looking for someone to spill the tea, it's your boy John. John tells everybody's business, but then points you back to his best friend, Jesus Christ. John revealed that Jesus arrived to the city of Jerusalem when it was still morning. People got out the bed. You know you got the goods when people waking up early to see what you can do. So everybody filled up the temple because Jesus was not normal. He had superpowers. So everybody came in there because they wanted to see something they never saw before. The expectation was high in the room and a crowd filled around Jesus. However, across the street, there was a group of spectators looking at them with squinted eyes and clenched fists. This gang reminded me of the characters from the Godfather movie. One of them looked at the other and said, "Sonny, I don't like this guy. He comes to our territory, doesn't show any respect. Has he kissed the ring, Sonny? He hasn't kissed the ring. I don't remember him knocking on my door, giving a proper introduction. Don't ask me for coffee, but he comes here and he's trying to take over. Oh my goodness, another person just went in. Oh my God, my blood pressure's rising. Sonny. Sonny looks at Johnny and said, "Johnny, relax. You're breaking the sweat. It's not a good look, boss. It's not a good look. I got this. I'll fix it. I'll handle him. I had that guy Jesus sleeping with the fishes." This gang is better known as the scribes and the Pharisees. They hated Jesus. They were jealous because they didn't have a fan base like Jesus. Jesus was popular at this point in his ministry. I mean, he was walking on water. If he was popular right now, he'd be Insta famous, or what you call a YouTube star. He was turning 2 small fish and 5 loaves of bread into a Golden Corral buffet for everybody. He just showed it off. And on top of that, he was calling himself the Son of God. The Pharisees couldn't stand him because then he had the nerve to heal the sick and raise the dead. So they wanted to bring his reputation to demise. They said, "Let's think of a way. We just need a distraction." Then they caught a woman in the act of adultery. They dragged her to the temple, pushed through the crowd, and shoved her in front of Jesus. And Sonny says, "Hey, miracle worker, it don't look like you're busy or whatever. You see this filthy woman? She was caught in adultery. How low can you go? You know But what do you say, Master? Jesus, knowing they was trying to set him up, he stayed calm and collected. He bent down and started writing some more in the dirt. I want you to turn your attention to this woman. Where in the world is her illegal bag? But that's a whole nother question. She's the one taking the fall. She's the one enduring. All of her private secrets are now on blast. It's a dirty situation. Everybody in here has a chapter in their story they don't want to read out loud. It's something you wouldn't even confess at a group therapy meeting because it's just a dirty situation. Here's mine. When I was in elementary school, I liked something called recess. I was so happy whenever school, y'all just had a flashback, but I was so happy when the lunch bell rung because that meant we could go outside and act crazy. Everybody in the class knew that we had one rule, and that rule was no candy allowed on the playground. But on this particular day, I felt like being sneaky. So I took my favorite piece of candy, which was a cherry blow pop, put it in my pocket, and when we went outside, I hid behind the slides, bypassed the seesaw, and unwrapped that thing, put it in my mouth. I don't know what got in my system, because all of a sudden, I forgot where I was. I started running and skipping and running in zigzags, and in a matter of seconds, the blow pop fell in the dirt. I had a panic attack. I started looking to the left and right. Thought nobody was looking, so I picked it up with dear life, ran over to the water fountain, rinsed off the dirt, then raised it in the air, and quoted the children's national anthem. God made dirt, and dirt don't hurt. I put it in my mouth, but before I could do my shimmy dance, here comes my teacher, my accuser. Topaz, come here. She calls the scene. All my friends stopped playing on the swings. They said, Topaz in trouble. A crowd formed. And I'm doing the walk of shame. My teacher said, I saw you the whole time. You ate something off the ground. Give it to me. I gave her the blow pop. She said, because of that, you can't play no more. Go in timeout. And you're not allowed to leave until I say so. I was walking in timeout. I said, she ain't got to do me like that. You know, we all make mistakes. I was in there so long that by the time I got out, it was time for the parents to pick us up and take us home. That meant Mama was about to walk through the door. So when my mom came in, I had a nervous breakdown. I saw my teacher run over to her in eagerness and excitement, ready to tell her my dirty situation. She's talking to my mama. My mama's looking back, and then she had the nerve to call me over. So I kept my head down. I'm walking the walk of shame. I'm guilty. It's one thing to get in trouble for something you didn't do. It's another thing to get in trouble for something you were caught in the act about. I'm ashamed of what I did. I'm not looking at them. My mama notices my disposition, and she says, Topaz, look at me when authority is speaking. I look up at her, and she looks at me, and for a moment our eyes met, and she said, Topaz, this was a valuable lesson. Don't let it happen again. But she gave me that kind of look that let me know I was not in trouble. All of that shame, guilt, fear fell off me. What my accuser did not see is when we got back in the car, my mama reached in her purse and pulled out a brand new cherry blow pop. She gave it to me, and I'm in the back seat smiling ear to ear. I'm open now. But when I look back in retrospect, that was the first time I realized that forgiveness had a flavor. And it was sweet. Likewise with the woman in the text. Jesus bent down and started writing in the dirt. And he said, the sinless one among you, go first. Throw the stone. I believe what he was writing was their names and their personal sins. Because from the oldest to the youngest, they dropped their rocks and left because of conviction. But the woman's head is down because she's ashamed of her dirty situation. So Jesus looks at her, and for a moment their eyes meet. And he says, woman, where are your accusers? Has no one condemned you? She looks around and realizes there's no one left, and she says, no one, Master. I believe that Jesus helped her back up to her feet and said, neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. See, what just happened was Jesus stepped in her dirty situation and changed her story. Whenever you let God step into your dirty situation, whatever was impossible automatically becomes possible. Whatever was hard becomes light. Whatever was broken becomes blessed. Whatever was impossible becomes possible. Whatever was sour becomes next 5 minutes, if this was your last.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed and you learned something from it. Tell us what you learned in the comment section below. Also, leave a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and this is the Tony Gospel YouTube channel.